Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. There have been 60 changes in rules in just over 40 days following demonetisation. Rules governing the exchange of old notes have been changed 5 times. Rules governing the withdrawal limits have been changed 6 times. Those governing the use of old notes have also been changed 8 or 9 times. But it's the latest flip-flop by the RBI that seems to have attracted maximum criticism. They said multiple deposits of over 5,000 rupees would attract questions and then did a turnaround after a massive outcry. Well, the opposition is now calling the RBI the reverse Bank of India and alleging the central bank has lost all semblance of being an autonomous institution. We ask tonight, have the note ban U-turns dented the RBI's credibility? And as the opposition and government battle it out on demonetization, is the attack on the RBI justified?
मोदी जी ने आरबीआई को, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को सीबीआई की तरह पिंजड़े का तोता बना दिया है।
रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया अब रिवर्स बैंक ऑफ इंडिया बन गया है।
As far as the RBI is concerned, the RBI is doing exactly what the government wants it to do.
आरबीआई जैसी संस्था इतनी vulnerable, weak और exposed दिख रही है।
Joining us on the big discussion tonight, BJP spokesperson, also an investment banker himself, PN Vijay, is on the show. We're also joined by Gaurav Gogoi, Lok Sabha MP from the Congress, Abhay Aima, Director HDFC Securities, as well as Prosenjit Bose, left-wing economist. But Gaurav Gogoi, let me begin with you. The Congress, of course, calling the Reserve Bank of India now the reverse Bank of India. Would you say that's a fair description?
I mean, it's very unfortunate, but it is a fair description. Demonetization has become a demon for a majority of Indians whose hard-earned money is stuck in banks. Demonetization is also not a new trick invented by this government. It was done previously in 1946 and 1978, and Government of India's own CBDT report says that in both these two cases, it was a failure. In fact, the former governor of RBI in 2016 in a public forum said demonetization is not likely to work because people will find creative ways around it. We see people who earlier had black money are still having black money in new currency.
Right.
There have been so many notifications by the RBI that I doubt that even the spokesperson of the ruling party can recite all the notifications. And unfortunately, the majority of Indians are still struggling, still stuck in lines, and the economic activity in small town industrial clusters have come to a rude stop.
The RBI has borne the brunt of the humour and ridicule. Now, PN Vijay, I want you to respond in both your capacities, put both those hats on, of banker as well as BJP spokesperson this evening. 60 changes in rules in just over 40 odd days. When you have such a barrage of contradictory instructions, isn't it a sign of an institution that appears to be floundering?
Well, let me put it this way. First of all, I think we should understand roles. RBI is much like the Central Election Commission or SEBI or even the court, Supreme Court and High Court. It's an autonomous organization, so it is not for a BJP spokesperson. After all, I'm a politician, and I come on behalf of the government because we run the government. So I don't think it's correct for me to stand in judgment of the RBI's actions. RBI has spokespersons to justify it. They can come on TV. It's not the BJP's job to justify RBI. The second point is about the regulations, the frequent rules. My sense is that leading it as a financial analyst, these fall broadly under 2 categories. One is that the demonetization itself is a very complicated, very unusual, very dramatic move, and it required a lot of clarifications even to bankers, to analysts, to the public, etc. So in the beginning, there were a lot of clarificatory guidelines. And later, I think we were all finding a lot of loopholes. Many channels have been carrying exposés. One channel carried almost 20 exposés.
Mr. Vijay, but would you then take the Congress spokesperson's point that clearly both the government then and the RBI, which seems to be essentially implementing what the government had in mind, were unprepared?
No, not at all. Not at all. Let me put it this way.
Yes.
Let me put it this way. You see, the role of the central bank and the government and center has been studied by many economists, by many analysts. Government of India is in control of the fiscal policy of the state. The RBI is in charge of the monetary policy. Now, there is a very thin dividing line. For example, RBI and government finance ministry are often at loggerheads about inflation and growth, whether rates should be increased or rates shouldn't be increased. As recently as December 3rd, government took a very strong view that interest rates should be dropped. But Urjit Patel kept his cool and didn't drop interest rates because there might be an inflationary tendency in the country. So all that, so this type of going back and forth happened during Chidambaram's time with Subbarao. It happens all the time, and I think it's something democratic and something good. It happens in the US. So because Government of India and RBI don't see eye to eye on things, we need not be excessively worried about it.
Well, I'm not sure everyone on this panel would agree. Prashanjit Bose, come in on this. Of course, there is this sense that the central bank was clearly off guard and ill-prepared when the Prime Minister suddenly announced the demonetization of high-value notes. But going forward from there as well, there seems to be the sense that the autonomy of the RBI, that's clearly supposed to have the final say on the monetary policy of the country, as P.N. Vijay says, seems to have been eroded.
First of all, I think that there is no two question about the fact that the RBI's credibility has, it has taken a severe hit. It had taken a hit when the withdrawal limits were being changed, and this latest thing was a complete fiasco, this limit that was imposed and then it was rescinded. And I think that it is very alarming that the central bank, who is the principal currency authority of our country, if it behaves in this manner, it erodes its credibility and it actually puts the entire stability of our monetary system in jeopardy. But the question which I would like to pose to the BJP spokesperson is that whose decision was this? Because I think that they are basically trying to make a fall guy out of the RBI now. The decision to demonetize 500 and 1000 currency notes cannot be segregated from the exchange and all these notifications that the RBI is issuing. Now, who took this decision? This decision was announced by the Prime Minister of India. The Finance Ministry itself issued a notification on November 8, and it said that it is acting on the recommendation of the Reserve Bank of India's Central Board. But actually, why did the Finance Minister or the Prime Minister not judge the preparedness of the Reserve Bank of India on November 8 itself before making this announcement? Now that it has bombed, now that it has backfired, you are trying to basically put the entire blame on RBI and absolve yourself of all the blame. The government is actually the main the culpabilities of the governments. And the second point I want to make is that what about this entire amount of money, 2 lakh crore, 3 lakh crore, which even the Attorney General, he said in the Supreme Court that we are going to recover 3 lakh crore worth of black money. The Reserve Bank of India governor is now saying there is no question of transferring any dividend to the government. So this whole thing was a bluff, and you have been bluffing this entire country. The highest level of the government, your ministers, your SBI's chief economist, they have been saying we are going to get 2 lakh crore worth of black money because that much will not return to the system, and the RBI is going to give it as dividends.
Okay, I have to let PN Vijay respond to that.
It is not only the credibility of the RBI.
I think
it is the credibility of the government which is at stake.
Go on and on and on. I mean, he can be up the whole evening talking. Nobody can say anything. He's making so many preposterous statements one after the other. I'll try to say, but I think this type of program is of no use to anybody. The guy just keeps talking. Number one, I have said in many TV shows, on many forums, on Twitter, that the Prime Minister, the government of India is responsible for the demonetization. Where is the doubt at all? It is a government decision on the advice or in consultation with the RBI. Why does he even have this doubt that government of India is not owning it? We hope to win elections with it. We swept Chandigarh yesterday with it. We are happy about it. We are responsible for it. We are proud of it. We stick by it. If that will make the point clear. Now, nobody is passing on the buck to RBI, dear friend. Did I ever say in the last 2 minutes that you allowed me to talk that I passed on the buck to RBI? Not at all. Where did I even say? Thirdly, about this dividend or whatever of 2.5 lakh crores, that is between the RBI and the government. All that the RBI has said now is that the present laws do not permit, and the government has said we'll consider in consultation with RBI if the laws need to be tweaked for a special dividend to be given. That's all in open domain. So I don't know what this gentleman is talking about on these 3 points.
the larger question of...
No, what I am talking about, no, Ankita, you should allow me. He is making allegations. You should allow me to clarify. First of all, you know,
where am I making allegations? I mean, it's all very simple.
Entire country, you are making taking the intelligence of the entire country for granted. You are taking the intelligence of the people of this country for granted. First of all, you yourself said that this is
you can make political speeches, sir. You're free to hire a hall and make political speeches.
No.
But this is about RBI's action.
Your task, your task nowadays as a BJP spokesperson is to bluff. You are only bluffing.
Okay,
I am exposing your bluff.
Let's keep this civilized.
The point is,
no.
You have to allow me. You have to allow me to come to the point. My point is that the government is on record. The Attorney General is on record in the Supreme Court saying that they are going to recover 2 to 3 lakh crore rupees for the cash that does not return to the RBI. Now the Reserve Bank of India governor is saying that there is no question of transferring dividends to the government. So the government should come clean. What about the ministers of this government?
Okay,
what about the official spokesperson of this government?
Presumably,
why don't they come clean on this issue?
He is an official spokesperson, at least of the party, if not of the government. Gaurav Gogoi, come in on this. The larger question of whether demonetization has been successful. Prosenjit Bose, please, let me have a word in edgeways on this show. Gaurav Gogoi, on the larger question of whether demonetization has been successful in mopping up black money, which was the stated initiative of the government to begin with. Now that almost close to 15.4 lakh crores of the demonetized money seems to be back in the banks, what does this seem to indicate? The fact that 40 days after demonetization, the government felt the need to also bring in a black money amnesty scheme. What do all of these seem to suggest to you?
All they wanted from demonetization was simple political TRP. They did not care about the impact on the economy. They did not care that they have not set up mechanisms to catch black money. They did not care that after the new currency has been come out in the market, a parallel black money has been already begun. So it just shows how the country's economy was sacrificed for the Prime Minister's arrogance and his interest in securing political TRP. In August 2016, if the former governor is saying, and I'm reading from his speech, that he, unfortunately, my sense is that they are the clever find ways around demonetization. They find ways to divide up their hoard into many smaller pieces. This is what the former governor has said in August 2016. What did the RBI do from August to November to plan around black money not coming back into the system? Unfortunately, the RBI, which was an independent institution, was a strongly autonomous institution, resisted government pressure in the past on several occasions related to interest rate cuts. I find that in this current atmosphere, the Prime Minister with his arrogance has browbeaten the RBI into implementing a failed and ill-prepared maneuver, and this does not bode well for institutions which are responsible for the monetary policy of our country. Our country's economy and policy is far too important than the arrogance and whims of a single leader.
Abhay, we're hearing a very political argument, of course, from the Congress. Would you agree even in part with what Gaurav Gogoi has just said?
RBI is a very independent, reputed organization, both here and internationally. We have gone through the 2008 crisis, we have gone through a number of crises, and time and again, one thing is very clear and appreciated worldwide. So I would humbly request all the people who are talking, be careful in what words you choose when you are referring. If you know you have an iota of nationalism in you, then be careful what words you use against that institution. You know, randomly using words like lost credibility, we have no faith in the organization. It's not being very sensible. Score your brownie points politically, but please be careful as far as institutions like RBI goes. coming to the demonetization exercise, it is the largest exercise ever taken place. It has no precedent. There is no historical, given the state, the amount and the kind of country we have.
46
so
and
yes,
78,
whether 2 lakh
as a
crore comes
noted
out,
economist,
doesn't come
you should know
out.
your facts as well. 1946, 1978.
Let me complete,
sir.
please. Let me complete, please. Let me complete, please. For a minute, forget you're a politician and let people speak. I heard you very patiently. So, if there are accusations as to flip-flops being carried on, my way of looking at it is, if such a large exercise is being carried on, I would give the people in ruling the credit for changing to the environment. I mean, an exercise like this has not been done before. So, the one way of looking at it is also give them credit for being malleable and changing as things require, instead of being stubborn and saying, we have announced this, so we will not change. Lastly, for the sake of the politicians that are there, look, if this is such a horrible exercise, if people are so inconvenienced, the economy is going to get destroyed, why are you worried and shouting? Be happy. I mean, the elections are around the corner. You should be. What are we talking about? People don't get TRP for negative, viewing. So if it is a disaster, as you are making it out to be, please be happy and enjoy it and, encourage them to do this.